Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Sweet and Sour Soccer. And we're back with yet another transfer update. And today we're going to be speaking about Everton, and for very good reason, because it looks like the battle of Danjuma has been won, and it is Everton who have been the lucky club to win this battle. Of course, this has been an interesting story which has been going on for the past week now. Everton linked, Forest linked, Bournemouth linked. We're led to believe that all three managers as well at some point spoke to the player and the agent, trying to sell basically the club to the player, selling their ambition. And it looks like Everton have been the successful party. What we're led to believe is that Danjuma is very happy about the prospect of joining Everton, and also up for the challenge at hand, which is obviously very promising to see if you are an Everton fan. Apparently, you really welcomed the challenge of getting the club out of the relegation zone and the battle that was at hand. Guys, we're led to believe that this deal is just a loan deal with no option to buy. Coming from Villarreal, he'll offer some support on the forward lines. He can play all over in the forward area, but on this video, I will give my opinion where I think he will be best for Everton and what he will offer the club. And I'll also, by the end of it, hopefully tell you everything you need to know about the player, and also go through his strengths as well as some of his weaknesses, but I won't touch on those too much. But I want to give you all a fair representation of exactly the player that Arnaut Danjuma is. Guys, so let's jump into it. And because I'm sure you may not, you may be aware that he has actually played for a Premier League club before. And what was interesting, it was a club that actually were interested in getting him back, and it was Bournemouth. He spent some time there in the Premier League with them, but he was more known for his season in the Championship. In the Championship, he did appear 33 championship games he played, and in that time he achieved 15 goals and 2 assists for the club. So we know that it's a player coming in that already knows about the hustle and the bustle of English football. We know that he can perform against the physicality of the English game as well, because of course the Championship's probably a touch more physical than the Premier League. Of course, there isn't as much really that the quality that you'll get in the Premier League, but as we know, some of those grounds that you go to, some of the players you get in the Championship, and it's just such a close league, isn't it, in general as well? It is a very hard contested league, and it's a quite tough league to come to if it is your introduction into English football. And of course, it seems that he fared pretty well. He got the goals, he got a couple of assists as well in his time at Bournemouth. So we know that he can adapt to the English game, and he should fit straight in. As I mentioned, he was linked with both Bournemouth and Nottingham Forest, and it was Lampard's discussion we're led to believe that got this over the line. He was kind of inspired by the project that is at hand. And I think also when you look at it, Forest especially have a lot of forward options at their disposal. You do feel he's going to come to Everton and he's going to get the game time, and he's going to be able to make an instant impact. And you know, he's got a real opportunity to be loved by the fans as well, because to be honest, you guys are looking for someone that's going to stand up and be accountable and just really give you some hope to get out of that relegation zone. Of course, that could start at the weekend, but he will not be playing in today's game. And I'm sure some of you may be watching it after the game has happened, so I won't say any more on that. But let's have a look at some of his positive attributes. And before I do that, let me just cover his time lately at Villarreal. Well, what's interesting is that he has been predominantly used as a substitute in this campaign. He's made just 10 La Liga appearances, and 6 of those have come from the bench. When he has played, though, he's been used predominantly more as a centre forward. And I think the main reason for that is when we look at his positive attributes, he's very good at dribbling, and he's also very good at finishing. I think we can see that from the stats, that he has got a goal in him, which will be music to Everton fans' ears. And he's also not afraid to get on the ball, take players on, and, you know, obviously run at defenders. I do see him maybe playing especially if Calvert-Lewin can stay fit, maybe behind the second striker, like almost as a second striker, or just behind the striker as like a sort of centre forward would predominantly be where I think he would be best fit. But he can play as a left and right winger as well. Main reason that I say he's probably better as either a striker or a centre forward playing just behind the striker is when we look at his somewhat negative attributes. So what we can see from his negative attributes is his crossing, and I'd probably caveat that with assists as well. You know, I'll go back to his time at Bournemouth. 33 games he played, and he got 15 goals but just 2 assists. And we also caveat that with his performance at Villarreal as well, especially looking at this season. Yes, he has only got 2 La Liga goals, but assists, he's got 0. And you can see that throughout the picture of his career, really. This guy is much more of a finisher than he is someone that's going to be, delivering the crosses and getting those assists. And also some other thing that has been pointed towards that, you know, maybe if you're an Everton fan and you might be thinking Frank Lampard needs to get him out of this, would be his defensive contribution that has been criticised at times. But at the same time, I'm sure Frank Lampard will be able to get him, or whoever the manager is, for the predominant rest of the season, because of course Lampard is under some jeopardy at the moment. We are led to believe that, you know, let's face it, he's going to have to contribute defensively. But guys, that is a summary for you, a quick summary of exactly what we will offer you. I think he will be someone that will turn up. He will contribute goals. He will contribute assists. And guys, I didn't ask you throughout the video, but if you have made it to the end, do me a massive favor. Please do hit that subscribe button, and please do hit that like button as well. We're getting closer and closer to 4,500 subscribers, so it would be absolutely amazing if you can help me out a little bit further. And hopefully I'll catch you on another video. Have a great weekend. Take care. Goodbye.